what's up, guys? We are Chopped Anime, three of the almighty Chopped Anime. We're back to chop up another anime with you. Today, we're doing the finale, episode 12 of Takt Op Destiny. And I have to say, it was rushed. 12 episodes was not enough to explain. Bro, they left so many holes in this last episode. I was so upset. It was more holes in this episode, in this plot, than it was in Sagan land on them crystals. Like this episode was so flat and rushed to me. I was so pissed. I'm not gonna lie. The big finale fight wasn't big finale fight. The finishing move was fire, in my opinion. But the big finale fight was no. Let me go back. Let me go back. Cause now I'm remembering now. I thought the finishing move was fire. Come to find out, this show pulled one of the most stupid anime sins where the protagonist gets superpowers out of nowhere, unexplainable, and beats up the big bad villain with ease. She said, forget all the gunplay, forget all the sword fighting. I got these hands for you. And she started putting them on Orpheus, and Orpheus had no answer. I said, wait a second. Heaven and hell mixed together. Unstoppable force, all types of stuff. She said, Takt, you go ahead. I'm going to take care of this man by myself. And she gave Orpheus that wreck with the hands. It made no sense. I'm sorry. It made no sense to me at all. That was one of my biggest gripes with this. I got more, but what you guys got to say?
Yeah, in terms of the fight, yeah, I definitely agree. Like, where were these hands before? You know, she automatically got these hands. Like, you know, your man's Takt was about to die in those other situations too. You should have had those same hands this time as well. And, you know, the way she was fighting, what's the point of Takt even being the conductor? You clearly just fought this yourself. What's the point of any conductor? I don't see the point of any conductor the way these music cards are fighting. This was not explained at all. You know, it's just, yeah, I mean, it was good to see. It was good to watch the final fight. But yeah, I agree. It didn't really make sense how Destiny was just that, you know, she kind of got that power up. One quick thing about Orpheus. So there's actually a musical piece called Orpheus as well. We know it was like the god of music and stuff like that. But I think this was based off like the musical piece Orpheus as well. What do you think, Amoya?
Yeah, same feelings as you guys. You know, this is such a good anime with, it had great pacing, good action, good plot, and then the dreaded episode 12 that just ruined I wouldn't say it ruined the whole experience, but it kind of ruined the anime for me. Just because, like, at the end, like, you're left with so many questions still. They didn't even close. If they would have just closed like one like big plot, I would have been okay. Like if they would have just been like, hey, this is Sagan's backstory. Here's why Sagan's been doing this crazy stuff. Boom, Sagan's defeated. You know, I wouldn't been as mad about the final fight and blah, 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 so on and so forth. But they didn't. I just wish maybe they would have done like kind of some animes though, where it's like a 2 episode long episode where it's like a 40-minute episode. I think they would have done that and just like tied off you know, Sagan's story, maybe give just like an ending for like a better ending on this main fight, and then a better ending of like what happened after everybody got defeated. That would have been a much better way to send it off than kind of what they did here.
So I will say I do have my gripes with this story, but one thing to keep in mind is I think this transitions into the video game. Like the video game picks off where the story left off here, and it seemed like this was kind of the intro. So there's actually, if you see the scene, if you see like the images from the video game, the person, well, Takt is in the game, but the other person, the Destiny in the video game, is the Destiny we see in the post-credit scene of this episode. That's what leads me to believe that this episode goes into the game. So maybe stuff is explained there, but some of the stuff explained in this episode still didn't. It was still kind of whack too. So I hope Sagan's backstory, Sagan's motives and purpose, and for doing everything. I just thought it was weak.
Yeah. So Sagan's backstory, the backstory was weak. How they showed the backstory was weak. How they tried to make him look like he was like a bro. Everything was so weak. I'm sorry. Like they basically showed us. I got the picture though. You know, he was a guy who was actually legit fighting for the cause of D2s at one point.
Yeah.
But you know, through so many losses through his life, in the middle of the battle, he was willing to sacrifice himself in its entirety of his life to end everything in one big shebang, one big chaotic shebang with all the D2s at the same time, so nobody else can suffer. But in the middle of so he was kind of like a Thanos type of guy, where Thanos saw his country go down because of the resources or scars and how they were taken over, they had to die. So he said, you know what? No one else is gonna have to deal with this, but the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna kill half the planet. And, you know, it's like one of those things where sacrifice people for the greater good of humanity. But his approach and the way they presented it, you literally had to pay attention and listen to all the words in the background to try to, but he lost his wife. Oh, he lost his grandma. Oh, the favorite restaurant he used to go to got crushed. Like, it was whack. I'll be honest. So I was displeased with that as well.
I think a lot of animes try to do something like this, where like the bad guy ends up being the bad guy because they have a sick, twisted way of the end game. Right, this Attack on Titan, they're trying to blow up everybody.
Right,
Madara, right, he thought, hey, I'd put everybody under a dream. Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of that's definitely what they were aiming for with Sagan, but they just didn't provide enough backdrop. They didn't provide enough, like, you can't set this up for a 5-minute flashback and expect like everybody to kind of sympathize with Sagan on, oh man, now I can see why this guy just said, all right, we're gonna blow up this continent.
What was he waiting?
I got the plan, don't worry about it.
Like, why did he do it then? What was he waiting for? Like, he didn't.
Did the crystal speak to him also?
Yeah.
The crystal tell him.
I don't know what
that's what
I'm saying.
It must have been something like that.
Because I remember he like ran into this big crystal formation middle of a battlefield when he stepped on a piano.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you honestly, I feel like you had to watch this episode, not this episode, that part of trying to explain Sagan's background. You probably had to watch it like 3 times for you to even capture everything they were trying to say about it.
Yeah,
and they did it literally in like 4 minutes. Or probably less than 4 minutes. That's why I was just like, this is not good, man. This is not what I'm, like we said, man, the episode pacing, the season pacing was good. The action throughout the season was good. I don't know what they just let me down. Takt turned into a old man or something like that. I don't know what was going on this whole episode. People were turning white and pasty. Orpheus' body was turning white. Takt body hair was turning white. Destiny was turning white. Everybody was turning white. I don't know what was going on. I was very lost with that. Anybody know?
I think Takt was turning white because it was like showing of like losing energy, aging, blood, whatever. Orpheus, I think it was just how they depicted her, just
composition.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
That just must have been it, I guess. But
yeah,
it's very weird because it seemed like the world was getting better. Like, there weren't really D2 attacks that much. Things were in the right direction, but then it doesn't make any sense for Sagan to do this stuff. And we never found out. One of the plot holes, I know you guys are going to mention this. One of the plot holes was we never found out anything about his dad. his dad.
What about my boy Rooster? Why we have my boy Rooster?
Yeah, why is he
He
the rooster?
Why is he the rooster?
What about Lenny's accomplice? We didn't find out about any of that.
Right. Like, they left us hanging with so much stuff, bro. Like, actually, Mayor, now that you say that, I honestly didn't even think about this. If you look at the whole season, and like because you think, oh, Sagan was doing attacks in these places here and there, slowly but surely, doing these measured, calculated attacks. He's using Schindler to use these attacks and all that stuff. What was the purpose of it?
Yeah.
I'm actually starting to think, like, wait a second, what was the purpose?
Why did he think Takt and Destiny were so special? Why Weezy was like, I figured you would see, I would like see you guys here. It's like, what, bro? You are not an outsider. You're not watching this anime. You don't know he's the main character. Why are you acting like this? You know, like it that really made no sense. You know, all that stuff like led to pretty much nowhere.
Yeah.
So I guess Titan never came back. Titan was like, yeah, I'm gonna drop these people off and then come back. He never came back.
Titan never came back, bro.
See, I would have been okay if it was some corny ass thing where they just like all teamed up and then killed Orpheus. I'd much rather have that than Destiny just like, you know what? I got mittens now.
Through the weapon.
And you get them. And you get them.
I agree, man. I agree. We gotta discuss Destiny kissing Destiny kissing Takt at the end, before she whizzes away into the wind. First of all, rape. Second of all, no, because if a guy does that, it's rape. So if a woman do it, we calling it rape. All right, so it's rape. Second of all, so Takt kissed Big Sis Anna.
No, Big Sis Anna kissed.
Wait, Takt's never the one that's done the kissing. He's just getting kissed, all right?
Yeah.
Don't blame my boy Takt, all right? Takt has nothing.
Okay.
He's just there for the ride.
So basically, bro, like, so basically that all happens, and you basically get validation that Destiny did definitely like Takt, but she was okay with Big Sis Anna kissing Takt, and Cosette liked Takt. So basically, at the very end, Takt is recovering. He's playing the piano. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Mayor. So basically, is Cosette and Destiny in this hard drive, and Anna basically transforms into Destiny? So basically, Takt has Cosette, Destiny, and Big Sis Anna.
So,
is it the hard drive?
I have a theory about this. So I think that Destiny was the music cart soul that was trapped in that little like USB, whatever little device, whatever it was that Cosette was wearing, right? When Cosette transformed into Destiny for the first time, we kind of saw like a soul or spirit type of thing come out and possess them. So I think Destiny is like a spirit. And so it took over Cosette. But I think that relationship between Cosette Destiny and Takt, the reason why she needed Takt's blood, because technically Cosette was not a living body. It was a dead body, but it needed to feed off of a live human blood in order to survive. That's what I think. So now, so finally, eventually, Cosette's body couldn't survive anymore. It died. So Destiny, got trapped into the little like device thing or whatever. And so then Anna took it for who knows what reason. Anna took this, and now she decided to use it on herself, I guess. And now she's the new Destiny.
What I'm saying, so, Anna is a pervert, bro. Anna is the pervert here. Anna really wants Takt, bro. Like, she says, I'm gonna join the Symphonica. I'm gonna take this USB, and I'm gonna be a music card. Yeah. Anna come like she's gonna.
I'm gonna be your music card. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Something ain't right with Big Sis Anna.
Big Sis Anna, Big Kiss Anna is crazy. Oh, that great theory though, by the way, man. That actually
Yeah.
makes sense. So overall, I would like to give Takt Op Destiny 7.8 out of 10.
You know, it's funny. I said the same thing, but after talking to you guys a little bit, I kind of wanted to knock it back a little bit, just because how much empty, like how many things weren't answered. You know, I really do think they, like, for a short anime, they did a really good job. Like overall, like pacing, the animation, the story, everything was great. But episode 12 kind of did ruin it. I was at 7.8 when I first had watched the episode and ended it. I was okay with it. But after talking to you guys more about it, I'd probably drop it to a 7.5. But I think overall it's still good. Episode 12 kind of ruined things for me a little bit. But in general, I would still recommend people, if they want a quick, short anime to watch or binge on, this is definitely one of the ones I would recommend.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. I'd say there's a lot of good anime out there. Like the standards are high. I think I'll give this one a 7. Honestly, everything about this anime was fantastic. Like the music, the action at times was definitely fantastic. There's some mystery and stuff, but I still think it felt short on the story big time, especially towards the end. So I'll give it a 7.
All right, there you have it, 7.8, which I'll say is kind of generous considering everything, but I like the show. 7.5 and a 7. So that's our review of Takt Op Destiny, the finale, the full season. We recommend you do watch it if you're looking for something short. Well, if you watched this review, you probably did watch it. So yeah, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and chop the anime.